Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies, all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, sink ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got shows, boys feeling like Broadway. Always look both ways, even on a crossway. Driving down Cross Bay, out town Barclays. Really on big tanks, came up a small way. Championship rings, baby, that's a ball game. Oh, she want a little bag.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Epic Podcast. We have a full staff in the house today, man. We got Ike back with us for the first time this year. We got Justin back in the house today. And for the first time this year, we got Jonathan from Crossroads with us today, man. How y'all doing?
Going on?
What's going
Nothing
on?
much, man. Nothing much, man. Ike, how's your sports? How's the sports been for you, man, since you've been away? I ain't even gonna say your weekend, man. Just past couple months, man.
I mean, other than the 49ers smoking four-quarter games every other week, um,
Yeah.
and then me listening to y'all give half-ass credit to IU every week, I'm 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 gonna let
It's
it go.
not me, man. It's not me.
Let it go. Yeah, 'cause I was hot last week.
I see that. I think that, man. What about you, Justin, man? How's your sports weekend been?
Man, it's been cool. What is that
What is
noise?
that noise?
And bro,
I can't tell where it's coming from.
I can't.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, sports is sports. So, actually, I was tripping though, because I actually thought the IU Ohio State game was this Saturday. So I was hyped up for the game, and then I realized it's not till this upcoming weekend. So I was like, all right. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that game. So,
I mean, because I think that's just the key game. That's the
yeah,
key game, for IU right now. So, as long as they keep winning, everything should be good, man. What about you,
yep.
Jonathan, man? How's your sports week been? And there he goes. Never fails, man. All right.
I called that.
You did. You did. He'll be back. All right. Well, we're gonna start this thing off talking this little NBA news, man.
And I give IU credit, bro. If anybody, I've been the one hyping up IU, man. So don't say
Oh
I've
no
been
no
giving
no
them
no no
credit,
no
bro.
no! You ain't been
Yeah,
on here the last couple weeks, man. It's
but that's okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
nah.
appreciate that, man.
And,
See,
and like I said, it's just
my name is IQ this week. I came to represent.
well,
It's all right.
which you should. You know what I mean? But the thing with IU is that like they just got to keep winning, and I think that's just accurate with a lot of teams, especially them. So
What team don't got to keep winning?
if they
I,
beat Ohio State,
I
then there's
really
nothing
need
else
to
to talk
understand
about.
that statement. What team don't got to keep winning? Who
What
does not
team?
have to keep with it?
What team don't? Well, when we get to college football,
Nah,
I mean
I
there
want to
are a
talk
few.
about it now. We're here now.
Okay,
What
cool.
team
We'll
don't
talk
got to
about it
keep
now.
with it?
If Texas lose, I don't think they drop out.
No. Y'all said keep winning. Like we've got to win every other game. So if any team, there's 2 games left for
Well,
those teams.
the
Any
thing is
team
y'all
loses
got
2 games.
Ohio State next, so y'all
Answer
have
the
to win
question.
that game.
If any team loses the next 2 games, who's gonna be in?
You said if who loses the next 2 games, who gonna be
Two
in?
games. How many
IU
teams
can
do you say
lose.
that for?
Notre Dame also has to win out.
That's not what I asked you. I asked
What you
what
at?
team can lose the next 2 games. It's state.
Probably Oregon.
You name one. Continue.
Let me look.
It's taking you too long.
It's not taking me too long. This
My-
wasn't a conversation. I didn't know this was gonna be a
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I impromptu.
Maybe Miami
I'm here.
No. If
because
Miami
everybody else in
loses
the
again, they're
ACC
done.
really is trash. Because
If
who's
Miami
behind
loses
them?
again, they're done. It doesn't matter. If Miami loses again, they're done.
How? They're probably still going to be in the ACC championship. Because who's else challenging them?
I had to look at the ACC, but there's no way Miami with two losses.
I'm gonna look at it right now for you.
No,
I'm sorry.
Who's up
I
there?
didn't
Who
mean to hijack the show.
SMU and Clemson, which SMU is already out, and Clemson's
how?
8-2. Because
How's Clemson and SMU out?
I'm show you that too. SMU, because the new rankings just came out right now.
Right, SMU is 9-1. So
Right,
if
but
Miami lost, they'd be that, and SMU won, they'd be 10-1, and Miami would be 9-2.
right, but then they still. Who else would you put in the championship game? Because Syracuse is already 7-3. There's nobody else
Clem,
to challenge.
Clemson would be there too.
Clemson, okay, Clemson 8-2. Who do they play? They play
So
South. They would have. Yeah, well,
so Clemson and SMU still would have a shot. Miami has to win.
but would you put? So you would do a Clemson SMU ACC over Miami?
Yeah, with two losses. Yeah,
Okay, I guess
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Man, I hijacked the show because
he did.
I
He
need
really
an answer.
did.
So and I've been
Over
listening
IU.
for the last 2 weeks. Like everybody ain't got to win. Like that applies to 1 to 2 teams. Like that statement doesn't apply to most of the people in there, but y'all keep applying it to us. And I'm saying IU. I went to IU. I'm an alumni. Us. Y'all keep applying it to us like we the only team
What?
who in that situation.
The thing is my Indiana doesn't get in with 2 losses.
but
Most
Ohio
teams
State would
don't
be
get in
one
with
loss.
2 losses unless everybody has 2 losses.
No, but I'm just saying, Alabama with 2 losses is in. A Georgia with 2 losses, chances are in. A Ole Miss with 2 losses, chances are in.
Oh, so we talking about chances are at this point.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but Indiana is not in with 2 losses.
Yes, we're
That's
speculating.
probably the only team that's not
Cool.
in with 2 losses.
Cool. We speculate. Interesting. Carry
It
on.
ain't speculating. I'm
Carry
saying
on.
they're not.
Chances are.
Who do you put them in? Who do you put them in over them? Since you arguing for them, who do you put them in over? You don't put them in over Alabama. You don't put them in over Georgia. You don't put them in over Ole Miss. You won't put them in over even the 2-loss Miami, and you don't put them in over a 1-loss probably Boise State or
Hold on,
SMU or BYU.
a one-loss IU doesn't get in.
No, I said a 2-loss. So we're talking about having to win the next 2 games, and I'm saying IU losing two
No,
games, they're
They're not
not in.
losing. They're not gonna
because
lose the
y'all
next two
said
games.
Ohio State. Y'all specifically said if we don't beat Ohio State, we out. You and Jared said that. I've been watching the show.
Because you know why? Because I don't think they put them in the Big Ten championship.
Even if they're not, they still would make it.
You think so? Okay, so even a 1-loss Indiana, you put them in over Notre Dame?
So hold on.
Over a 1-loss Notre Dame?
Yes.
You and again,
Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. So IU's only loss would be to Ohio State, who's the number 2 team in the country. You don't think that matters?
yeah, but then you gotta look at Ohio. Okay, so then you Penn State, Oregon, Texas.
They're better than Penn State. Go ahead.
Okay, that's the only. Okay, so you put them above Penn State with 1 loss to Ohio State, and
Yes.
Penn State has been ranked top
Penn State has been overrated
5
this entire
all year.
Yes, they've been overrated this entire year. Correct.
Okay, and they're only so you give them and Indiana the same resume.
Who I guess, and I don't know all the games
Because
that
I'm just
Penn
saying,
State has
like
won,
a lot of
so-
times with the committee, history plays a part in this, and that's the only reason why I think Jared was saying what he was saying about
Which
Indiana.
is stupid, by the way.
I don't care
Look,
about
I
the
agree
committee
with
and
you.
history. I'm going off of me. I matter more than what them jokers say. I'm not influenced by all the foolishness. I'm telling you from what I see, IU is a better football team than what I've seen from Penn State. Period.
Okay, so again, a 2-loss Indiana team, I don't
We
believe
keep talking
makes-
about 2 losses.
Okay.
Who's the second loss coming to? If they lose to IU, they're not going to be in the championship game. You saying they're losing to Purdue? Is a loss to Ohio State dropping them out of the top 12?
So let's say,
No.
okay. So if they go to the Big Ten championship and lose,
They definitely making it then. They're definitely making it then.
okay. So who?
So
Okay,
if they
then.
beat
Okay,
the number
then.
2
All right,
team in
then.
the country, what do you
Okay,
think they're
wait
going
a
to be
minute.
ranked going in
Okay, then.
against Oregon?
So who do you put them in over then?
Who do you not put them in over?
Do you put them in? You put them in over all the SEC schools?
Oh my gosh, you are one of these SEC fools.
I'm
I see
just,
that now. Go ahead.
dude. It's because there's
Go
seven
ahead.
SEC schools
Go ahead.
in the top 10, in the top 12. I mean,
That's because there is such a everybody just the SEC's that's the NFL division. Blah, blah, blah. Man, get out of
it
here.
is the most competitive conference in college football. Can we agree
Bam,
on
Bam,
that?
did Bama lose to Vanderbilt?
Yes, another
Is Vander
SEC school.
is Vanderbilt better than IU?
I think it will be a good game.
Oh Jesus. Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. I'm moving forward.
Yeah, I got done for that either. That is fucking blasphemous.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
Man,
Okay, but at the beginning of the season, if we'd have asked this question, who answers would have been different? Y'all's. Because
No.
y'all wouldn't even drink that Indiana wouldn't even been able to hang with a Vanderbilt. But since a Vanderbilt, a SEC, since they be out, so
I
is
don't put
Vanderbilt
all
better than?
that in the SEC, so you're assuming I do, and I don't.
I'm
I don't put the
okay.
SEC on this big old pedestal like the rest. No, I
So
don't.
okay,
Bama's
so
not
at the
that
you,
good to
I
me.
you even got a higher ranking on NCAA than Vanderbilt, and I know because I took my player to Vanderbilt and didn't transfer because they were trash. But nonetheless,
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if IU at the beginning of the season, if there was a game scheduled at the beginning of the season between IU and Vanderbilt, you would early on you would have said that Vanderbilt would win that game.
No, I wouldn't have said either one of them.
I also would not have said that because
No,
I don't think that Vanderbilt is good, and they're not
I've
good.
never
So,
known Vanderbilt to be good. That's the thing.
no,
So no, I wouldn't have just said that Vanderbilt was
Okay.
going to beat IU.
Okay. All right. Again, you still have to address, even though you don't think the SEC is what they are, the rest of the world does. So
I don't care
again,
what the rest. When you gonna
okay,
learn that? I
I
don't
know
care
you
what the
don't
rest of the
care,
world.
but you still have to tell me who they make it in over. Like that's realistic.
Keisha.
So a 9-1 a 1-loss BYU team, a 1-loss SMU team. So we're even talking ACC, a 1-loss Boise State, a 1-loss Miami. Who does a 2-loss Indiana, or even a 1-loss Indiana? Who do you put in over? You put them in over a 2-loss Tennessee, a 2-loss Ole Miss, a 2-loss Georgia, and a 2-loss Alabama. So basically, they stay where they are with 2 losses. They stay what, 6?
Where is the second loss? You keep saying a second loss.
I'm asking what if even
That's
one.
not even
Okay, one
your
loss, one loss.
your two loss
Okay
isn't
then.
even realistic because
Okay then.
you're
One
saying
loss.
they're beat Ohio State and lose to Oregon, or you're saying
No,
they
let's
lose to
say
Ohio
okay.
State and lose to Purdue.
Let's
Like
say
you
they
sound
lose. Okay,
crazy.
let's just say one loss. Let's say one loss to Ohio State. Where do you put Indiana? And
What are
their
they
only
right now?
loss is to Ohio State.
What are they ranked right now?
They're right now. They're fifth. This is updated as of right now, as of like 30 minutes ago. It just
They,
released it.
I would still keep them in the top 10.
No, but where though? Because where matters.
I don't know who everybody's in the top 10 off the top of my head, man.
Okay.
I would have to look and see. And then it also depends too on all right, that loss. Is it a blowout loss or is it a close loss? That matters.
Mm,
Nah, according to them, it don't matter. I even been blowing people out all week, and they ain't make no difference. So
Yeah,
they had
that's
they had
true.
two close games, and one of them was with a backup quarterback. So
Yeah.
that didn't
I
matter.
think we got
When I,
Jonathan back.
when I asked that question last week, it didn't matter. So it apparently doesn't matter ever.
Okay,
So
Jonathan.
that's cool.
One
All
loss
right.
Indiana. Where do you put them if everybody else doesn't lose any more games? I guess. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Try to request mute. See if that works.
Yeah, you try to get him off mute. Okay, there you go.
What about now?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay.
So one loss Indiana. Where do you put them at with everybody else winning out?
They're still in the playoff.
I'm not saying they're not in the playoff. I'm saying where do you put them? Because
I
where matters.
can put them anywhere in between 9, slot them between 9 and 11.
Okay, so who's your first out then?
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, your SEC bias, man, it's not gonna hold up, man, with this over here, man. You know what
Okay, so out of those four in the bottom five, who do you
I'm
put
saying?
out?
Hold on. Unfortunately, Tennessee probably gonna be out.
Yep.
Okay,
It is what it is. I mean, I get it. Like, you look at it like who's gonna be on the next level, NFL. Of course, they got some talent. I get that, but they play in a cannibalized conference, the SEC. So
so even with them beating Alabama,
the
you
SEC is,
they're still the ones out.
you got to be either in to get to the championship game. You got to beat you know what I'm saying, somebody in your conference. There's somebody's in
Right.
that conference, Alabama and Georgia, and the Tennessee only beat one of them, and then they lost. Hold on, who they? I don't in front of me. They lost to somebody.
I know who they lost. I can tell you who they lost to. They lost to Arkansas and Georgia.
Yeah, they had no. Well, ain't no shame to lose to Georgia. Okay, let's
Okay.
just be clear because Texas is gonna make the playoffs, and they lost to Georgia, right?
Okay.
But no, man, I would still put. I get it, man. IU did Western Michigan. I mean, was not Western Illinois. I get it. Don't blow you away. Indiana State definitely don't blow you away. You know what I'm saying?
FIU, Western Illinois, UCLA. Now that we know what they are,
But
Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington, Michigan State, and Michigan.
yeah, but everybody else they played, they blowed out.
No, I'm
And
not saying no. I'm not saying they didn't blow them out.
and
I'm
and at
just
one
stating who they played.
and at one point, USC was ranked. At one point,
Yeah.
Michigan was. At one point, Nebraska was ranked. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So the
Not
committee.
at the point that they played them, but yeah, at some point through the season they were there.
Right, I mean, to the they were ranked in the top 25.
Yeah.
All those schools technically still ranked in the top 50, but I know we don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, but they net rankings and like they power conference that USC. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, that Michigan. Even though Michigan coming off a national championship game. You know what I'm saying? I
Michigan's
get
tough.
it's different paint on the you know what I'm saying on the card, but like that's still a powerful program. I tell you what, and I'll let somebody else talk. If Ohio State uses this game like saying we beat somebody so that they can up their seating because they lost to Oregon already.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't looking at this game as like, hey man, who they IU didn't play. They looking
Right.
at another ranked opponent.
Yep.
And like, how can we beat this ranked opponent? Oh, IU didn't play nobody. You know what I'm saying? They don't deserve to be a. They're gonna try to. They're going to. I would imagine they're just gonna try to win the game, right? Ohio State, regardless of the point spread and all that, because they know that they in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. I don't think point spread matters on this game
One
for any.
like what you say, SEC team that you know what I'm saying just gonna whine. Kirby Smart's gonna whine. They already start whining. They already use the media to start whining. Paul Feinbaum is a whiner for the SEC. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but
But I just think with them all having losses against each other, like you look at the Texas lost to Georgia, but then you look at the Georgia lost to Alabama and Ole Miss, and then you look at the Ole Miss lost. You know what I mean? Like I think they're there because they've
but
all played each other and beaten each other.
yeah, and there's no reason why nobody should have lost to Vanderbilt. Nobody in that conversation you just said, and there's teams that lost to Vanderbilt. And I get it, Vanderbilt won up, but like Vanderbilt got this dude from New Mexico State that's a transfer. Like there's bad tape on him. You couldn't beat that. You had a magical season. They tore down the, you know what I'm saying. Ole Miss, they blew out Georgia, man. So like you have to win your games. This the SEC said they the, you know what I'm saying, we the best conference. You know what I'm saying. You got to come out of it. You can't use it the fact that nobody came
So
out.
would you? So okay then. With that, then would you put out Georgia then
No,
with their losses to Alabama and Ole Miss?
Georgia's not gonna get out. Man, Georgia got too many.
I'm just saying is if you
Georgia,
if we're
Georgia,
comparing
Georgia
if we're saying that the Alabama Vanderbilt loss is a really bad loss, and then you're saying then wouldn't that make the Alabama loss to Georgia's loss to Alabama even
Georgia
worse?
punks in their preseason. They don't play no punks. They ain't
That's
got.
true.
They ain't got. They
They got
don't.
the number one strength of schedule in the nation.
Who got the best?
No, Georgia does. They
Really?
have the they strength of schedule is number one.
So you know that's their calling card when you say you know what I'm saying we got two losses here, we got two losses there. But that's our natural blood rivalry. Now, what I go back into is like look at the conference in itself. It's kind of in a flux. They added those.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is the one that kind of shined through when it came from the Big 12, but Oklahoma took a dive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Vanderbilt, it's a nice story, but again, man, they ain't like they're not. It's not national championship. You know, they're not in the conversation, man. And I'm not trying to be arrogant about their program. Ole Miss did level up this year. They got you know what I'm saying. He brought out Lane Train brought out better defense finally. It took
Okay,
him.
then
It
so
took him a
with
while, but then again, Ole Miss, guess what? They didn't play nobody either in their preseason. So they can't, like, you know what I'm saying? They can say that they played in the quote unquote best conference. You could arguably, but they didn't play nobody in their preseason. Furman, you can't count that, man. Don't count that.
now Furman, MTSU, Wake Forest, Georgia Southern,
Me and you could be.
Kentucky, and that's really, I mean, it got a little tougher after Kentucky with South Carolina.
Yeah,
I
that's when
mean, but then where do you even? I mean, okay, then so what? Do we put any weight on LSU then? Because they and Vanderbilt got the same record.
LSU's out. You know what I'm
I know
saying?
they out, but I'm just saying I'm talking about as far as weight as far as playing. They both 6-4.
Oh well, no, that's the thing, man. LSU remained. That's the crazy thing about that team remained ranked all year. So they might have started out top five, won a couple games, maybe dropped down to 10, lost. You know what I'm saying? Bad loss, whatever. Still got another win, bounced back up, and then by the time right now, like you know what I'm saying, game 9, 10, you know what I'm
Well, they play Vanderbilt this weekend, so I guess we'll settle that next week.
saying? Nah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but they lose to Texas A&M. Of course, they lose to Alabama. They use the USC in the beginning of the season. Then they lose a bad Florida team.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
And Florida just took Tennessee to overtime. So
Yeah, that's not okay. Okay, so
But like, I tell you what, Michigan had a similar. It's just the brand. Michigan had a similar path to the championship last year, and they didn't play a day. They played UNLV and a dead East Carolina and somebody else I can't forget. And they played. Then they played their Big Ten schedule and turned it on. Beat Ohio State, and I get it. They played Alabama, but you know it wasn't. It was.
and
It was.
and I think they give Big Ten schedules a lot of weight too. Like when you play a lot of Big Ten, when you're in the Big Ten and you're playing, you know what I mean. And if you
I,
dominate or win in the Big Ten, I think they give that weight too, along with the SEC.
the way the Big Ten and SEC move, like there's eventually going to be some type of radical breakthrough, but like they really can't trust one another. Why? How could they?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to get into the politics of college football and whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? As soon as if Clemson can get their act together, you know what I'm saying? Florida State can get their act together. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's going to be wanting to argue, well, why they ain't two ACC schools in and why ain't but one Big 12? I'm kind of, the way I kind of look at it, and I don't know if you're talking about Prime yet or not, you know what I'm saying, as I had connectivity issues, man, that's a great story. Prime took a bad loss against Nebraska. But again, Nebraska was a ranked team at the time, you know what I'm saying? And they took another bad loss. I can't remember right now. But like now he's got the team back, you know what I'm saying, ready. And
They lost to Kansas State also.
yeah, where everybody said that yeah, that's right. Where everybody said that, you know what I'm saying, this was Dion was going to, be running to the NFL. This was just another stepping stone.
Mm-mm.
So
Because I think if they went out and they play BYU in the championship, if they beat BYU in the championship in the
they
Big 12 championship, they
they
in with a
they
bye.
crazy. They in after 1 year of people doubting him and saying like whatever, and I get it, man. He's a little bit too sensational with it, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the, you know what I'm saying, after the game. Like, dude, I ain't going after no fans, man. Like, them little kids, man. You know, y'all already millionaires. You know what I mean? But nah, man. Prime's got a team in a good position. I'm now who they can beat. I don't know. I don't think Colorado right now is good enough to beat, you know,
anybody.
a Georgia or really or even IU. They might give Notre Dame a good run, but I don't even think they can beat Notre Dame.
Hey man, when people
So
say IU, I need you to stop making that face.
uh,
I synced
this
it.
is not that's not a
Nah,
bad face.
man. I'm
That's
not
like a thinking
allowing
face
that
when
to
he's saying
speak.
that he doesn't think Colorado could beat Indiana. I'm like, okay, like that makes
Any,
sense.
man, Indiana in total
I
I
didn't
defense,
give
say
you a
if
pass.
it's a no. If I
I
disagree,
give,
I'm gonna
I
be
give you a
like,
pass.
Indiana's
nah.
ranked third total defense. Number two is Ohio State. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the statistics. And they all play like-minded opponents.
And yeah, and I think like you said, once the ACC and the Big 12 compete more, I think that the rankings of those teams will improve throughout
Well,
the year.
expansion. They're gonna ask to go from 12 to 16, like it really matters. To be honest with you,
It
you know what I'm
don't.
saying. I don't think it does. I think it's kind of it kind of spices up with 12, kind of like what we have right now.
I think 12 keeps it more competitive because then you're gonna start dribbling into that 3-loss situation, which
Nah, don't yeah. Just
nobody wants that.
y'all go to the
It's
cheap
not enough game for 3-loss teams to be in. So if you get down to 16, then you're gonna be dancing with that.
right.
Especially as these teams at the top get more competitive, like you said, with the Pac-12 and their teams jumping into some of their teams jumping into the Big Ten,
Even
and
if
like you said, and if the ACC gets more competitive, the SEC, you know what I mean, like you're gonna be dealing with 3 losses, and like that, I think that's too many to be competing for championships. I
Real
think
quick,
anyway.
shout out to Brandon. Brandon said that Georgia did play the hardest schedule.
Yeah,
Georgia's really on Georgia's end. So I didn't know if
yeah,
y'all saw that when I had it on the screen, but I just wanted to make sure we know we saw
yeah.
that.
No, and I think strength of schedule is reflected here, and that's why, like I was asking when we were talking about the whole Indiana situation with, like even with, like you said, even if they lose let's just say it's 1 loss and it's to Ohio State, like one of those teams with that SEC schedule gonna have to get bumped, and that's where the strength of schedule come from with Georgia. Like they're not playing a whole bunch of tough Big Ten teams. Like it's because they're playing all these ranked SEC schools. That's what gives them the toughest schedule. So, which one of them do you bump out with them having lost to these SEC schools that's ranked in the top 10?
But again, you're acting like the Bamas and them, their loss came to Georgia, where it came. No, you lost to Vanderbilt or Notre Dame. You lost to Northern
Bama
Illinois.
also
Like, so
lost to
let's
Tennessee.
stop.
Then
Yeah, like so. Let's stop acting like the SEC, like they're losing to the top 10. No, yeah, you beat Georgia and then lose to Vandy. Stop. Like, so you can't discredit IU for one loss to the number 2 team in the country
I'm
if
not.
they
I'm.
lose.
I'm not
Stop.
discrediting them. I'm saying who do they? I'm just saying we have to pick a team to bump out though. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
That's
saying.
easy. That's easy. There's a number of teams, like I said. You keep acting like like I don't even care who'd you say, like Miami or Ole Miss. I agree. I wouldn't do Georgia just because Georgia has been proven to have the toughest schedule. You know, what I mean, in the country. So I get
Okay.
that 2 loss, but there's several other teams where it's like, no, what are we talking about? Stop.
Yeah,
You
my
got to put some respect
unranked,
on what IU is doing.
yeah, my unranked Georgia Tech. That's kind of unforgivable.
You said
Yeah,
what?
like
They lost to unranked Georgia Tech. I mean, Georgia Tech's on the rise, but like, you know,
yeah, no.
no,
No.
that's
So Alabama will be your first team out then. It sounds
man,
like.
they playing, bro. They gonna be in the championship game, man.
It's, Ole
No,
Miss then? Ole Miss. Okay, then it had to boil down to Ole Miss or Tennessee then.
no, I don't want to say championship game just yet.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee would be out.
Okay. All right, that's
Tennessee
all
ain't
I was
even been.
asking. Like
I
one
mean,
of them teams would have to be out. That's all
both
I'm
of
asking.
them can be out for all I care, but Tennessee for sure. I mean, even like I
Okay.
said, even if you look at how Tennessee's been playing, I don't.
Okay.
Tennessee ain't been playing good football. No, they started a year off hot, and now, I mean,
Yeah.
they have not been impressive.
Brandon said that Birdsong's biggest issue is the buys for conference champs, the Big 12, ACC. You got a beef with those?
He said I got a bias.
No, he's saying that you
It's
don't
the
like
biggest
the
issue.
buy the of the conference champs getting a buy
Yeah.
in the conference playoff. I mean, in the football playoff.
That don't really make sense, man. I got, you know what I'm saying.
You don't think they should have a buy?
Nah, let's just get to it. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's the only way you get 12 in. Or oh, so you're just saying a big old bracket, so everybody plays first round games.
Yeah,
Okay.
bye. Come on, man. But you know, I guess that would mess up the
So
math.
like a 12, so like a 12-1,
Yeah, but
2-11.
yeah, I don't know if I don't think necessarily you can do that. So the way they got it built up, I guess it's okay. Yeah, but now you're making somebody play an extra game. That's the only thing that's kind of wacky. And then if these particular champions get in, like man, be okay, man. All right, let's say Dion does. All right, let's say you open up a can of worms now. Dion gets in, Prime gets in, but the balls don't get in. You know what I'm saying? Prime gets a damn bye, or the ACC champ gets a bye.
Yep.
But if they beat a one loss, if they beat a one loss BYU who's been ranked top 10 all season, who's complaining?
Well, be white. That's this. Look,
And they had to battle back just to get into the championship game. They had to win out.
still lost Kansas State. You still lost Nebraska. Nebraska. Nebraska.
I agree,
Nebraska.
but Kansas State is now no longer. Is Kansas State even ranked anymore? Kansas
Uh,
State done fell off.
Not in the top 25. No.
Yeah, they fell off, but they was dominating the beginning of the season. So, like, I think Colorado beat who they were supposed to beat, but then, like you said, with the Iowa States and all them people falling off.
Yeah.
So why can't you take this approach with IU? Colorado beat
I,
who they supposed to beat, but IU what? All right, I'm done.
I,
I'm done. I'm done till we get to a new subject.
It's the
I
first,
know I ain't the only person hearing this. I know I'm not the only person hearing this.
what do you mean? I haven't said nothing bad about IU.
Oh, man.
he wants all
Oh,
eight. He want 8 ACC SEC teams in. 8.
Yep,
I don't.
yep. That's exactly what it is.
the SEC tournament is what we
Oh
headed
my
to.
god. All I asked is who we bumping out, and now I'm just team SEC, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't get it. Yeah.
that's exactly
Okay.
what you are.
All right, cool. That's fine. Indiana should get in with 3 losses or whatever.
Oh.
They should be in no matter what.
They only have 3 games left. See,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
talking. I don't know. Based on what y'all saying. Okay. Well, like I said, I don't have a problem with the buys. I think if you win your conference, then you should be rewarded some kind of way. Um, I don't know. What do y'all think about Boise State? I guess that's my only question up here. They only lost this to Oregon, but they haven't had the toughest schedule either.
Well, they play in a predominantly West Coast schedule, so we don't necessarily get to see all those teams. Those teams aren't necessarily layered, you know what I'm saying, and what I'm saying, with a whole lot of NFL talent or even a lot of high impact college, you know what I'm saying, talent. You know what I'm saying. When you talk about Boise though, Ashton Genty is like, you know what I mean, he's a dynamic little running back though.
Yep.
He's a one. So,
Because right now they got them at fourth.
but they do got a decent quarterback, but again, you know what I'm saying, not like what, you know what I'm saying, like not what kind of like what we talking about with Alabama and or even Penn State.
Yeah.
But like, nah, man, Boise State always a solid, historically a solid football program. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, it ain't like, it's probably one of the better mid majors historically for the like last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So they got a history of like being upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, a one time upset, they might catch somebody off guard, but it's usually when they play like a smaller team with who, you know what I'm saying? Okay, be honest with you. If they drew a Notre Dame or IU, there you go. That would be they could beat, but like somebody like Ohio State see everything they got coming. Alabama see everything they got coming. Because if the first line don't get you, the second line is gonna tear up whatever else you got left, and that's kind of how you can kind of, it says, you know what I'm saying, the success rate of Boise State trying to move through the playoffs. Could they beat a lesser opponent? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But not none of these people. And I don't and that's no shade to Notre Dame, because Notre Dame's got a pretty good defense this year too. I'm just saying Notre Dame's quarterback play, he's good.
Yeah,
Good
they
athlete.
done came around.
Yeah, he's a
Early
good,
in the year, they were looking kind of shaky, but they done came around.
yeah, their quarterback's a good athlete, not necessarily a good quarterback. So, you know what I'm saying? Notre Dame has to be careful who they draw as they go to, as they, you know what I'm saying, go through this playoff.
Yeah, because they're the only ones that really can't get a bye. They play Army next.
They're gonna use that as a ranking. Hey man, it's another ranked opponent.
That's what I'm saying. Like like if they
Army,
dominate, I think if they dominate Army,
they should.
they could probably move. They could
Army
probably move up to.
in the nation in defense, man. So it might be a little hard had, you know what I'm saying, a performance at, you know what I'm saying, to the second half. But you know what I'm saying, Army might kind of keep it close. But I think Notre Dame's gonna win.
Okay, all right, I'm with that. Then anybody else got any questions, comments, emotional outbreaks?
Oh man.
Yeah,
You
no,
good,
man,
Justin?
my bad, man. I didn't mean to.
No, you no, you're not. You're bad. This is what you do.
I
This is
mean,
what you do. We
just
don't apologize for being you.
it had to be said.
Look, I'm with it. I am super excited that we can even have these conversations because we're normally not a college football show, but like with what's been going on in this 12 team playoff has really made it a lot more exciting to talk about and to invest in these games. Because before, with it being four, you kind of was like, all right, whatever. You kind of it was hard to judge, but now with more teams having a chance, it sparks these conversations.
I
So
think it'd be fun to watch Genty play against one of them. So if Boise can get in, I think it'd be fun to watch him play against these schools. Because obviously, I think he set himself apart. Of course, I think, yeah, as far as being the best back in college football,
in
no
college
doubt.
football, yeah,
Um, it would be fun to just kind of see how he would do. Whether it was against an Ohio State or whatever, regardless if they win or not, how he is able to perform against a school like that. Knowing that he's obviously the focal point of that offense. So,
Hey,
I I agree.
it's just a junior, so I don't know if
yep,
he probably
he
come.
coming out.
He
He
Oh
probably
coming.
yeah, he definitely coming out.
Yeah, running backs, unfortunately, with that position, you can't afford to stay an extra year.
Mm-mm.
You gotta leave as early as
You
you can
definitely
because
got to
then
strike while the
you just
iron is
go.
hot with as
what
a running back.
didn't come to Texas for $2 million. So you
No,
see,
no, no. You got to go.
NIL will make it interesting though, but I don't think he don't seem like a kid that's just going to up and leave Boise though.
right?
For the money. So
Other
Yeah,
than
I
NFL, right?
I would say what might work against him is the amount of carries he's getting. That like a lot of teams are going two back systems, and you're not trying to get the running backs with as much wear and tear. So I mean, yeah, if you get out, get your money now.
yep,
yeah,
Because if you go another year like that, they might not think you got much legs on you.
yep,
yeah. And to get into the NFL and start getting established with a team too. like you said. Like you said, running backs are just they're everywhere.
Plus, I
So
think you want to be young when you get to that
yep,
second contract, so they don't try to use your age against you. That's why,
yep,
like a Braylon Allen with the Jets, as
Hmm.
long as he has some kind of productivity, he's gonna get to that second contract by the time he's 24, 23 years old. So he'll have an opportunity to make some good money while he's young versus getting that age thing used against him like a lot of the backs have. So,
yeah. Because once you get to, I mean, year 6 and 7, like chances of you getting another contract outside of being like just super elite
Hmm.
probably
mhm.
ain't gonna happen. So you definitely want to get that extension on your rookie contract um, while you're young. So, no, I agree with that, man. I think we touched on everything, man. I don't see no other teams up here that's really controversial because the SMU and all that they'll take Miami, all the ACC will take care of itself. Uh, yeah, I mean, all right, man. Hey, man, that was a lot. Thanks, Ike.
Whoops.
All right, so jump over to the NFL, man. Ike was yelling at me about this topic. He told me, man, the season just started. Um, so I'm thinking about panic meters, like right now, early on, like based on teams early in the season, their talent,
Oh,
kind
NBA.
of like yeah, NBA. My bad, yes. This is the new topic, Justin. You can jump back in. Uh, so I'm thinking like I'm looking at like teams that should panic right now: Pelicans and Bucks, probably, based on roster talent and being a playoff team last year versus starting off 4-10 for the Pelicans and 5-9 for the Bucks. I see you shaking your head, Jonathan. What you thinking?
Bucks, that situation is horrible. And you know what I'm saying? I guess you know what I'm saying. You just kind of glazed over Philadelphia. I don't know if it's that panic or that's just
I think Philly is on the edge.
okay.
They
Okay.
fall into my on the edge teams. I look at the 76ers, Mavericks, T Wolves. They're on the edge. They should be almost into that high panic area. But
Well, yeah, it was kind of cookie. I thought when you mentioned Dallas, man, they had Jason Kidd kind of calling out the team. I'm like, damn, dude, this ain't even week three. You know what I'm saying? You kind of call out the team, but like, man, it was needed, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They paid PJ Washington. They got some of their other free agents to kind of get retained, and they know what Luka is, man. It's not going to be great defensively ever, but like
yeah,
he does all the other things. So it's up to you to hit your shots, rebound, and do all the little dirty work. It can't just be the one kid from Duke doing all the dirty work. I guess I'm picking on PJ Washington
Yeah, lively.
a
Yeah.
little bit, but they, you know, what I'm saying that's they other guy that they depend upon. And I know Kyrie was out, so that you can't. If you're a championship team that want to get back, you know what I'm saying. You gotta, you know what I'm saying. You gotta the other ancillary parts of the team, regardless of the superstars not being out there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying. You gotta perform. So, but like there was a slight panic. I just think the with Milwaukee, that's just a mess, man. That of their own that they created of their own. I don't know. We won't know till Giannis is gone. It ain't gonna happen this year. They're not gonna trade him this year. Okay, but we won't
yeah.
know if he's gone. But like, did he ask them to trade Drew Holiday? You know what I'm saying? Did he ask for all these changes? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, because
They had
this
a
is their worst. This is their worst 13 game start in franchise history.
Yeah, this is the team that usually starts out winning 13 in a row, or when they lose one and then like win like 7 in a row, and go something crazy, man.
Yeah,
So they have changed up a lot of their pieces of their team, like and Damian Lillard. It's like man, like you defense, it's not gonna happen. Stay in front of your man, it's not gonna happen.
yeah. They rank 19th defensively right now, which they're usually one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, so that's a full panic mode. I don't foresee Doc Rivers like turning that around anytime soon.
He can't coach. Gosh, I don't know why people. Doc Rivers is a terrible coach.
He done had some of the most phenomenal rosters ever.
It ain't been good since Orlando, has it? He had
Uh,
he had a good roster.
since, since he won that,
In
in
Boston.
Boston, like that was it.
No, since those vets
Nah,
won the
he was.
championship in
Yeah, no,
Boston.
but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that was his calling card. But like you said, after that,
Yeah.
everywhere he's been, he
I don't know how he keeps getting
mediocre.
head coaching jobs. I just say it that way. So I don't know. I don't understand it.
I actually agree with that 110%.
Yeah.
The hypnotist.
Because I mean, like when they got rid of I can't remember his name, their other coach, like
Budenholzer.
they weren't playing that bad. Like they were like number one in the East when they made the coaching switch. Like
Yeah.
that's
No, you talking
crazy.
about the dude they fired mid-season right after a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep,
they
yep.
was first in the East. I was like
Mhm.
But
scratching
Darvin,
my head, like, what do they got to do? But it was like Doc was available, and it was just I don't know, like they just wanted Doc Rivers for some reason.
Doc got some dirt on somebody in the NBA.
Man, Adam Silver or somebody.
Yeah.
Like it got to be somebody high up for him, like you said, to keep getting these jobs and not really being deserving of it. Like that's weird to me, really weird.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah. What about okay? So what about we mentioned Philly for a hot second? 2-11. Granted, they haven't had their three stars on the court at the same time
they already
at
have
all.
team meetings though. They already
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
My,
that which they should be. But again, when everybody, if everybody was on the court and they were 2-11, I'd be like, all right, like we need to have a conversation. But with one night you getting Maxi, one night you getting Paul. I don't has Embiid one night. You know what I mean? Two nights he's not playing back to backs. Like,
Oh,
oh,
too. He don't look.
okay, let me.
He don't
go
look alone.
ahead.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just gonna ask you, Vernon, on that one. Like, I look at this and I say, I don't necessarily look at these teams as panic meters because my expectation wasn't high for a lot of these teams that you even got listed. So I guess
Mm.
that's part of it. It's like, no, it's not a panic. It's who I knew you were gonna be anyway. Like teams that build around, like at this point in the game, why would anybody, any franchise, want to build around Joel Embiid? Somebody help me understand that.
I don't know, but Philly's been adamant about it for some reason,
I know,
and
and yeah,
Because
they've
like why?
been
they
having the
trusted
same
the process.
problems year in and year out.
Same
They
issue.
trusted the process this whole time.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
sometimes you
yeah,
just don't want to be
exactly.
wrong, man. You just can't
Yeah,
be
you're
wrong.
right. You're right. You're right. But I just like I don't like Philly's a bad organization. Period. I mean, you got to think about it. They had Drew. Drew won Rookie of the Year. Okay, let's trade him. We have Michael Carter Williams. He won Rookie of the Year. Let's trade him. Like they just done a lot of dumb stuff in that organization going back. I mean, we drafted Julio Okafor. You like it's just so much dumb stuff that that organization has done. I'm not surprised by Philly.
It is. It's
And B can't stay on the
wow.
court. Like it's wild. Like no, I'm not surprised by the Pelicans.
Overpaid Paul George.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, over Paul, and let's just be honest. Paul's a little bit older. He doesn't need a huge role anymore. He
mm-mm.
would be a great complementary piece, which is why
And that's all he
I
is.
said
He's
I
all he's
thought he
ever
would be
been.
great
Don't say
with the
that. Don't
Pacers.
say that.
Yes, a
Don't say.
reunion with the Pacers I thought would have been a great
Oh
fit
man,
for him.
Okay, hold on, Justin. One second. When has Paul George
they took
not?
LeBron step, man. Oh, man.
When has Paul George not been a supporting role?
He had 1 year in OKC where I
And
would
he was
say, and then he had a year in with the Clippers
And
because don't forget the Clippers have Mr. Glass himself. So
right,
he
but
ain't.
even
I
he
don't.
even went there still to be a supporting role. Like he's never went somewhere and said, "All right,
Not with the
Paul George is the
expectation to be
man."
the man. Yep, yep. Not with the expectation to be the man. No.
Never. He's never went anywhere.
Mm-mm.
He's played that way. He's
Okay.
played like he could be the the
Yeah,
A
no
guy.
one's ever signed
But
him to come in
everywhere
and be the guy.
he's
Yeah,
went there to be the B guy.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
And I think he does. I won't say do it on purpose, but he gets paid A money to be B guy. I can't hate on him.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not
I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything. Like I'm just saying like he's never, like you said, really had that pressure of carrying the team. And when he did in Indy, he left.
yep, yep. And
So
teams have a tendency to just hold on to guys because they're so afraid to take risk. I don't get that about a lot of these franchises either. The Pelicans, Zion Williamson should have been traded 2 years ago. Stop, stop. When he can't stop eating them cheeseburgers and going to White Castles,
beignets, baby.
hey, them Yankees, get him out, get him out. All right, like Trey Young, he should have been gone.
but see,
Like,
I think with the Pelicans, I think when he like after last year, he kind of rededicated himself or whatever. Like
oh
I
my god,
think that I think that's the reason why we're having this conversation. Like at 4-10, like that roster is too talented for them to be at this point.
I don't need you being
Like
rededicated at 23 years old. Already got your big money
if not, you
rededicated.
need to be.
No,
You don't want to wait till 30 to try to rededicate. I'll take
I don't.
23
Look, I don't
rededication.
need you rededicated at all. Rededicate to a new city. I'm
Hey,
packing your
they
bags and
had the
everything.
chance.
We gonna
They
move.
they signed him back. They had a chance
Of
to get
course,
out of that contract and let him
because they're
go.
scared. They're an
I agree.
organization that's scared to take risks, like a lot of these other organizations, which is why you see bad teams stay bad.
I can't argue that, man. I cannot argue that. Um, I think the
Still,
Timberwolves will be okay.
They'll be fine.
I think they'll be all right. Sacramento, I think they'll be
They'll
all
be
right.
fine. Yeah.
this is why I think this question was absurd. By the way,
I mean, listen, but I mean, somebody like the Hawks at 7 and 8 in the East. I mean, what do you like? You said
Uh,
Trey Young should have been gone, but they
yeah,
got
but
one of the
man,
youngest
an
rosters in the league.
aberration of a season that they made it to the Eastern Conference Championship. They ain't really been good at all. Like
correct.
outside of
Correct.
that year.
Yep.
And I don't
Yep.
really think they've been trying either. I mean, 7 and 8 in the East, whatever. But I mean, outside of Jalen Johnson, I mean, they haven't really did nothing.
Well,
Like trying to improve the roster, trying to
they got
get
the
better. Even the draft, they've been drafting even horribly. I,
they got
I
the
think.
from New Orleans, Dyson Daniels.
Yep.
Been
He's
playing,
been hooping.
he
Yeah,
been pretty well for him. The Richard Sher kid, it's gonna take a little time. You know what I'm saying? But he
but to hold on to Trey Young, and it's like, what else are we putting around him? Like, because I mean, he's like you said, his time should have been up. But again, like you said, like getting rid of
but
stars for what?
you also got to know if you trade Trey Young, then your front office just told your boss we really made a bad mistake when we traded Trey Young for Luka. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We really made a bad decision.
Yeah,
See, but being so prideful that you can't admit. And here's the thing: it's not even. And I will even say this: I don't even think it's necessarily admitting. But I'm not the biggest Luca fan either, so I can admit that. Like Luca doesn't
I
know what
can't
being
lie.
in
I like
shape
Luka
means.
Gay.
He don't even know what that means. Luca's another one where he
I'm
don't hit
okay
the
with.
midnight burgers, but he hitting burgers and stuff consistently.
Hey,
That's why his little chunky butt can't stay healthy.
look, I'm a Luka
That's why
fan.
Luca can't
I'm
move his
sorry.
feet on defense.
But
Like
he
Luca,
is
he's
the
talented.
better player though, and that's
He's a
what
better player. Yeah, yeah, he's a better
that's
player.
what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking. I know maybe Trey Young had the more success early on, a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
From
yeah.
team standpoint, winning, but like I would say Luka, he's the better player.
I
I
agree.
NBA owners are like hoping that one day he has a Charles Barkley come to Jesus moment. You know what I'm saying? And loses like goes on Ozempic or something. I don't know. Whatever.
No,
Can't
you're right. You're right.
lose weight. Or they have or Trey Young matures. And instead of acting, oh man, I'm open. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like how he does, and like
Yep.
dude, get everybody. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of keep that around. They kind of cool with him growing into. I, shame on me. I call it the Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? When they used to let the first 2 years they
Big
just
eye. Yeah,
let him shoot. I'm like, what? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But by the time Larry Brown got there, he kind of made sense of it. But unfortunately, we can't carbon copy Larry Brown.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But that's kind of why they kind of hold on to guy.
True.
It's bad for Zion Williamson, man. That's terrible, man. The ceiling for him is incredible, and he don't have no motivation to use it because
And
like
that's the thing, and it's still there. Like with him being so young, it's like you can still reach this ceiling if you just put the work in.
right, you think
And it's like, how do you not get the right type of training staff around there? Like to pay him all this money. Like I would have the top. Like somebody will be elbow to
Don't
elbow with
matter.
him all day, watching everything he do and making sure that he's doing the right shit all day, every day.
Don't matter if he don't want to do the work.
I don't,
Don't matter.
bro. There's
hey,
somebody dragging. I've hired somebody to drag you out the bed every day to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to
Hard
be
to
doing.
move 310 pounds at
We
five
gonna
at
move him.
5'11".
Hey, either that or shoot. You can stay at home if that's where you want to be.
Yeah, but you see, you could have made that somebody else's problem a
That's
couple
true.
years ago and got a haul for Zion.
You could have,
Yeah,
Now teams are
especially if
starting,
you'd
I
have
think,
moved
to
him like somewhere
realize
like
who
OKC,
he
who
is.
had like 1 million draft picks.
See, the thing about the OKC is a smart enough organization
They
now.
not. They
And
wouldn't
how
have
they
did it. You're
built it,
right.
they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
No, no. But there are plenty of teams that would have traded you. I mean, their future just to get the kid. Now you've probably missed that window
Yeah.
because now I think people are starting to realize who he is as a player and what he brings to the table.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Clippers, of course, we know what they are. Um, what about the Grizzlies, man?
they'll be fine.
You think they'll be fine? I think so too. They're a good defensive team. I think most good defensive teams will be okay.
Good coach. They're fine.
so
Yeah,
many,
yeah.
so many they'll be fine. So we answering this damn.
Anyway, shut up, Ike.
We ain't even 25% of the way through the season.
What about okay? What about the Pacers? Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. What about the Pacers?
Get on them Pacers, man.
Ah,
How you gonna preach all off season that you gonna fix your defense or you gonna commit to defense and
they are playing the exact same. And I've watched every game this season,
playing the exact same way?
exact same way.
I finally seen the Obi Toppin highlight the other
Yeah,
night. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what he's paid to do. Definitely paid to rebound because like that's a, he's a
which is
good.
crazy. You could jump out the gym, but you would not rebound.
Well, you gotta have a know. You gotta know the ball. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, jump
You
out
gotta
the gym.
have some type of instinct, but still, like,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
come on.
Oh,
You too big and can jump too high, like not to be getting
and
rebounds. Like,
and you let Poteet get 30 on y'all the other night.
man, who
Yep.
you telling?
That's crazy, man.
See,
So
rebounding and playing defense requires you to have a desire to want to do it. That's not the sexy thing to do. So
Yeah,
therefore, most of these guys don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean because you got enough offense with Halliburton, Neesmith, and Lambar, like Turner, like you're getting enough offense. Like you gonna need two or three guys that's just can sit in that seat on defense. And I just think the Pacers, I, Carlisle just don't preach it enough, which is crazy because he used to be a defensive coach at one point,
right.
but now I think with the NBA changing and the only way he could stay in the league and stay relevant, you know, was to focus on the offense. But yeah, Pacers at 6-8, like right now, like I think, of course, in the East they're still playoff worthy and things of that nature. But if they don't fix that defense, like, and people are kind of keen in on what they do offensively now, it's going.
Well,
Man,
with their big men going down, that's
that's what I was
legit.
going to say, Bert.
Legit.
I
Yeah.
hurt me to see Wiseman tear that Achilles, man.
Yeah, that's a legit concern. I did thought that's terrible vernacular. I did think
Who was
Jared
they,
Walker, I thought he would step up and be a more, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, what's the homie down there playing? Jared like Jackson. I thought he kind of be
Okay.
like
mm-hmm.
it ain't necessarily turned out just like that. Just
Nah, not yet, nah. But
Ben Mac,
but
he's
but like
playing
you said, like to have a Thompson, a Toppin, like dude, you gotta step up. Like you just have to.
or he's gonna step out on February.
But
'Cause
Obi is
you
being
just
who
gave him
he's
a couple.
being.
You just gave him $2 though, so it's like,
But he's being who he's being this whole time.
oh, I agree. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that
I
at
don't
all.
think I've ever seen that man get a rebound. And
No, not even in
I'm from
college.
Dayton. I was about to say I watched UD games. I'm from Dayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's averaging 3 rebounds right now. Like
That's terrible. Six
you
foot.
can't do that.
That's terrible, man.
You
Come
don't
on.
have a desire to do it.
We have between Pascal, Mather, and Turner, like they're leading our team in rebounding, and they're each averaging a little around 6.5. Horrible, absolutely terrible. Like that's not gonna get it done. As a team, we're averaging less than 40 rebounds a game.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
not.
gonna you're not gonna win
Yo,
deep in the playoffs with that.
No.
you know what's crazy? Ain't you got to get a rebound to get out and run? To play defense, make somebody miss a shot to get out and run. And you see how those things work together?
Yep.
That's wild.
I'm with you.
It's
I'm
a
with you.
crazy concept.
I am 100% with you. So until, like you said, the Pacers fix that, man. I think we could be calm about them just because offense is the offense, and
Because this
but
question is
it's always coming down to the end with them. Like it's always coming down to fourth quarter, like tight games. Like at some point they need to get a stop, and like a lot of these losses they haven't. Going to OT losing, you know what I mean? The last 2-3 minutes of the game just fucking blowing the game away. Like so. Like I said, I think playoff rounds. I mean, it's early on and it's a long season. I think they'll be okay in the long run.
Mhm.
But they got to fix that defense at some point. So, and then getting blown out by the Hornets. That game pissed me off. But nonetheless, um, yeah. What Brandon say? Oh, never mind. That's something else. I got the comments. Last but not least, man, NFL, man. I want to just talk a little bit about rookie quarterbacks, and they grade so far this year. I want to start with, of course, Caleb. Right now, he's sitting at 2,000 passing yards, 9 TDs, 5 interceptions, 306 rushing yards. Of course, the most notable thing is this loss against this
Green
most
Bay.
recent one against Green Bay. They uh, missed the last second field goal. What do y'all think about his? If you had to grade him, A, B, C, What do you think so far, Justin? I know
Mm.
you're a hard grader, so I want to start with you first.
I, I would probably give him a C minus, C to C
Okay,
minus.
okay.
Yeah,
Passing.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
yeah, C to C minus. I mean, I can go into detail as to why, but I mean, the reality is, and to say it and keep it short, to be he's shown some quote unquote flashes where you see why teams like the talent, but he's still too. And I don't know if it was the coaching. He plays too safe, and that's not what made him great in college and things like that. He understood. He just needed to understand when to take chances, and they it's almost like they fully took that away from him. So
Mm.
now he's playing not to make mistakes, and therefore it doesn't look like he has chemistry with any of his receivers. If I'm being honest with you, or I mean, even his tight end, like it's not meshing well. So I don't think it's all on him, which is why I said probably like a C. I don't think it's all on him, but at the same time, he has to be better too, make smarter decisions. Because I also think as bad as people are saying their offensive line is, I also think he's the reason he's taking a lot of those sacks too. Holding on to the ball too long, not getting it out quick, not just go ahead and settle for your check down when it's there, things like that that you just got to be willing to do, just to keep the chains moving. So
No, absolutely. And speaking on his offensive line, he and since 2020 he's eighth and sack to pressure rate. So 32% of the time he's either under pressure or sacked. So that's a lot. So at least once uh, a series he's under pressure or
some of
getting
that's his
sacked.
own doing though. I will say that in
No,
play
I agree.
calling.
No,
Yeah,
A lot of it's his own doing.
yeah.
yeah. So
Mhm.
38% of his dropbacks is above average, but not exceptional. But 33 unblocked pressures and 15 extended pressures, 59 quick pressures this season, under 2.5 seconds. So I would say that's offensive line, the quick pressures, but like you said, that goes back to not taking what the defense is giving you, not taking the check downs. Like everybody has a check down, everybody has a quick out, everybody has a slant, everybody has that. You know what I mean? If you're under pressure, where to go? And again, I
Mhm.
think trying to make a play, trying to overextend the play when it's like, okay, let's just live for another down. Kind of like what AR did too. Some, you know what I mean? Like, hey, just take check down, let's move on. You know what I mean? Or run. Like if you're gonna run. Like scrambling behind the line don't do nothing. Like if you have the ability to run, if your first or second read ain't there, run. Like make a positive play out of it. But like you said, a lot of them just want to sit back in the pocket because I don't know. I don't know. Can somebody answer that question for me? Why do these very athletic quarterbacks just tend to just sit back there, like, and you have the ability?
Because the national media kills them when they run,
Mhm.
and they
Man,
disrespect them as being quarterbacks. It's what they've done to them. That's what you see with all of them, whether it's Lamar's or whoever you want to say. Um, that's all of them.
outside of Josh Allen,
Josh is different though because
because Josh would,
Buffalo, but Buffalo they do a lot of design QB runs.
yeah.
So so he's a little bit different. You know what I mean with that. Um, but yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna jump in here real quick
Oh
because
my
we just
gosh,
talked about
this is not the
Lamar.
time for this, Ike. I
Yeah,
think,
no, I need
and
this distraction real quick. Brandon asked question for Justin: do the
Mhm.
Steelers own Lamar and Baltimore? He's
Um,
asking for a friend.
um,
They got their number. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, they got their number. But the
the
question I
only
would ask,
team that they have a losing record against is the Steelers. They 1-4 against the
I mean,
Steelers.
Lamar has terrible
They
numbers
got a
against
losing
you,
record
but
to the Chiefs as well.
it's not always a Lamar thing. I hate football and national media anyway because it's like even like this week, and that's why I loved even like Josh Allen's comment. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, they didn't play against each other. Josh Allen wasn't defending Mahomes, and I like let's stop making it out to be that. But I will say the Steelers have, for whatever reason, they have Baltimore's number when it comes to to defending them. The funny thing is they do, but the other funny thing is, when's the last time Pittsburgh's done anything? So if you're if you're happy about beating Baltimore, I mean that's
If
you're
that's
you're
the
a pretty
highlight of
sad
your
Steelers
season,
fan. Yeah, you're a pretty sad Steelers fan. So and let's just be honest about the game this weekend, Mr. Reef. Baltimore probably had 100 yards in penalty. It was the worst. I don't know what they were doing as far as like with the penalties and stuff. And then I'm gonna say this: defund Justin Tucker. That he's a
Hey,
bum this
that
year.
boy
He
fell
is a
off.
he
Yeah,
fell
yeah, he's
off.
probably he probably just need to hang it up now. Like you
Like
got all the records, you done did it all. Like there's no reason at this
yeah, like
point.
I don't
Because when
get it.
Vinatieri had that bad season with the Colts, he was like, "All right, cool,
Mm,
I'm
actually,
done, I'm good."
I actually said this weekend, and I said if you took his name off and he was anybody other than Justin Tucker, we would be hearing about Baltimore potentially signing a kicker this week, or
Hey,
probably even before now because he's missed so many kicks this year. It's crazy.
And he was lights out last year,
Hmm. Yep.
which is
he was
crazy. And
lights
just
out
like a year
every
turnaround, it's
year
like,
until
Yeah. Every
yeah.
year until this year. Yeah.
yeah,
So. Mm,
no, I agree with that.
But yeah, Baltimore struggles against Pittsburgh. No questions there. Look, I'm not that naive guy. Like I don't. Yeah, I mean that it is what it is. We'll see in a couple weeks if they can fix it. But at the same time, let's anybody on this outside of me. Does it make any sense to run Derrick
Ravens
Henry
got to be
11 times?
Ravens got to be more disciplined. I don't know why you took Hate Johnson. He's a bum.
Oh, I agree. I agree, Brandon. Like I don't understand the trade, especially when he's not even part of the offense. What'd you go get him for if you're not gonna if you're not
If you're
gonna
not gonna use him,
script anything and use him? Yeah, like it made no sense. I don't get that trade, but yeah, I would have much rather them actually go get Mike Williams and get a big body receiver, to have another big body threat to complement what Zay Flowers does, than Deontay because I don't. They're not using Deontay, so
nah, I agree with that too. Um, back to the topic. What about Jaden Daniels? He's a 2,300 passing yards, 10 TDs, only three interceptions, 482 rushing yards. Early on, man, they was talking MVP. He has kind of teetered off these past three games, but still solid showing after. I mean, I would say after the rib injury, but still a solid showing for a rookie. Probably one of the best rookie seasons, I guess, since last year.
I'll let somebody else answer that. I would just say this: I don't think he ever was to me, an MVP candidate though.
Okay.
Yeah, like for one, they're too run dominant with the running backs. They're gobbling up all the touchdowns, and we all know you got as a quarterback, you got to put up some passing touchdowns to be
Right.
considered, or have a ton of rushing touchdowns,
Yeah.
and he doesn't get in the end zone. He's done a
He
fantastic
gets
job of taking
close.
care of the
He
ball.
does get stopped close,
Yeah,
close to
like,
the end zone.
and he
Yeah.
does a great job of protecting the ball for a rookie, but he doesn't put the ball in the end zone enough for that to even have been in consideration. I mean, people ain't gonna want to hear it, but I'll say it: Lamar is still probably the front runner for MVP. Let's just be real.
I
So
Yeah, because he has. On. Let me see how many rushing touchdowns. Four. So with 10 passing touchdowns. So
yeah, it's not enough.
yeah,
14 total touchdowns. Nah.
yeah. But I mean, definitely offensive rookie of the year.
I don't know. Bo Nix is
Bo
making
Nix is
Well,
good.
case.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. That's who we. Hey, actually, who's next? Yeah, Bo
Yeah.
Nixon came all the way back around.
Bo Nix is making a strong case.
What about his? What would you grade him though? I guess giving Jaden Daniels a grade on that same scale, Jonathan.
as he's in because he got the Guardians command. I say Guardians because he's got the
Ooh,
command. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With hope and a winning feeling, I would give him a solid B minus. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? All these quarterbacks still young. You know what I'm saying? I kind of take what, you know what I'm saying, Tom Brady said about a month ago, man. He said, you know what I'm saying, hell, he did. And, y'all, and you know what I'm saying, some people consider him the GOAT, right? He didn't start his first, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? He had the backup. You know what I mean? So, like, they kind of, we didn't kind of like fast track quarterbacks out there already. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? There's exotic defenses. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got the same defense. Everybody, you know what I mean? We all know this, right? And then they kind of want them to learn on the fly. And sometimes you know what I'm saying, learn on the fly, you're gonna get a couple bruises. That's kind of where you know what I'm saying Williams is at in Chicago.
Hmm.
But you just don't
Hmm.
want to get tore up, you know what I'm saying? So there's definitely gonna be a change, you know what I'm saying, coming for him. Offensive coordinator, coach, all that. But as far as Jay Daniels is concerned, man, you know, it's upward trending, but you point out a great one. His first 4 weeks or so, he couldn't get in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Other than, you know what I'm saying, they tiptoed in there. He couldn't throw it in the end zone, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
uh, he's shown some durability as well, being you know what I'm saying slim with you know what I'm saying slim frame and whatnot. But
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying he seems to got plays a part. So I would give Jay Daniels a solid B minus.
okay, I agree
Yep.
with that. What about Drake May right now? Of course, he hasn't started the whole year, but just in his last few starts, 1,200 yards, 9 TDs, 6 interceptions with 260 rushing yards. Um, I mean, New England's not doing anything. I mean, we're not. Nobody's worried about that, but just his play and all in all, just from what you've seen. Um, what y'all think about him? Think
I
he'll
ain't
be a
watch.
solid starter? I guess.
What's
But
a solid starter in
I
New England?
mean, I mean, just for the NFL, I don't just say just in New England. I mean, because New England's hasn't been good here lately anyway. But with new everything, um, just in his few couple starts, do we think he's the guy? Should they stay drafting quarterbacks?
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
at some point you got to
he's
stop
three and
drafting
two.
quarterbacks because you can't fix. You got to fix everything else before you get the quarterback. Quarterback to me is the last thing you need to put in place. You need to get your lines together. You got to get weapons there. Like,
Always starting the
yeah,
trenches.
yeah. So like, I mean, if you're putting a grade on him, I guess probably like a C minus or something like that. I mean, he's been okay, but with all these young quarterbacks, I don't care if you're talking about from the Jaden Daniels or whoever. A lot of this is going we're gonna see come year 2 and 3 what they about. This
Mm-hmm.
first year, the people ain't got the tape on you either. You know what I'm saying? And know where your weaknesses are. So I wasn't a Drake May believer when he came out. That hasn't changed just because of some decent outings. I still don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Drake May guy.
Well,
So
Me
I
neither.
would I would ask again. I don't have him right. But what is his how many times has he been sacked this year? And that kind of point to what I'm saying. Should they invest in the offensive line? Well, obviously they do, but I'm saying
yeah,
what I'm saying 6 interceptions.
Over 70% of May's passing yardage when pressured this season has come after the catch. So he hasn't really been not really much.
Okay,
and
so
and he's still making
Scramble rate, yeah,
bad
no.
choices.
Per drop back, yeah, no.
Hey,
six
he
He's been
still got
good.
6 interceptions.
six
Yeah.
interceptions. Yeah, you got to get that connectivity going with that team.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure New England's probably middle of the road in their rushing game as far as running backs concerned. So again, that'd be another weapon that can support him once that gets set in place. But I
Yeah.
would see don't lose your mind if New England draft a guard or something crazy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Because
Yep.
I mean, he's only averaging 7 air yards per attempt.
Okay.
Okay.
And only 22% of his dropbacks are throws behind the line of scrimmage. Most of the time he's throwing on the run, which so yeah. But again, with that receiver room, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I would put him. I would probably put him in that B area, just because like you don't know, like and like you said, without the offensive line and the weapons, like who knows what he could be.
Hmm.
You
Um,
grading on the curve?
um, I mean, if we just grading him, I mean, he's playing okay, but can he be better with better weapons? I
Your
think he
coach,
would be.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
but we didn't. We're not even like we ain't going into that. I
No,
mean, just
no,
based upon his performance, though,
yeah.
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
saying he
because
deserves a B.
in all honesty, other than Sutton, I mean, and Sutton is hit or miss. Who does Bo Nix have? They don't even know who the running back is back there.
So they still got Williams.
Yeah,
Oh, he's still there.
yeah, he's there, but yeah, like
2 games ago, he had 1 carry.
Man.
I think it was
Well,
Estime who had the carries that game.
Yeah.
So
well, both right now is 2,200 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, and 295 rushing. Um, I yeah, I think he's definitely playing the best out of everybody. Um,
I wouldn't. I still don't think he's playing better than Jaden
you don't
Daniels.
think so right now?
Nah.
Nah, they put he's real. I'm not saying coddled. That's not the right word. They put him in a controlled situation.
Very controlled.
Very
Very.
situation. He not put in those situations where he got to go out there and you know what I'm saying, try to save the world like Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying, 1984. You know what I'm saying. But he's not terrible because he's mature.
Mm-mm.
He didn't
Hmm.
play on college football. You know what I'm saying. So he didn't seen a lot. But like, nah, man, it's a good story for him. It's good. You know what I mean? He going forward, he's probably definitely gonna be that starter. I could
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a lot of negative plays.
give him a grade.
Um,
He's a B. He's in that B minus. I mean,
Yep.
he's in
Yep.
that B situation.
Yep.
I think I mean, he doesn't have a bunch of negative plays. he doesn't. He scrambles. He's not scared to get out the pocket and scramble. So he doesn't. He's not one of them QBs that just sits back there regardless of the situation. Um, yeah, I'm okay with a B. You know, and I put him
B
right
minus,
there. I mean, with
B
like I said,
minus.
I put him right there with Jaden Daniels. I mean, because Jaden Daniels, you look at him, we say the same thing. The situation is very controlled, like you said, with the runs,
Not
the design runs, and how they
not
use him as a extra running back.
no. Jaden Daniels. No,
You don't
I
think
wouldn't
so?
say that. No, 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 no,
So you
no.
think they just letting Jane Daniels loose with the full playbook, and he has that much control?
You forget about the Hail Mary?
Well, I mean, a hail mary is a hail mary.
But
I'll put it to you this way: if
That's
you
not
watch
control.
enough,
That's just a hail mary.
I
if
don't
you
think
look
about
at
that.
yeah, if you look at Jaden Daniels' completion percentage, and you
Okay.
look at how good he's been throwing the ball downfield specifically, and how I mean, think about it: McLaurin, Noah Brown, like McLaurin looked like he's making guys better. He's that quarterback where I mean, look at Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is having a freaking very productive year because of what Jaden Daniels is doing. He understands how to manipulate the pocket. It's more to it than just the numbers with Jaden Daniels. Like I said, his numbers from a touchdown standpoint aren't great, but if you watch him, no, I would definitely say Bo's playing good. Don't get me wrong. One, he has Sean Payton back there who understands offensively how to control those type of situations, help control the flow of the game for his quarterbacks. And not that the Commanders haven't done a good job with Jaden, but Jaden to me, if you watch those games, he has a little bit more flexibility and command of that offense and what he does and the type of plays that he's making out there. So I would definitely have to give the edge to Jaden. And again, it's not that Bo's playing
Yeah,
bad,
no,
but if you're
I'm not saying Knicks is better, but I'm just saying like
he hasn't even been playing like again. I don't even right now. If you did a redraft, you're not gonna get one person to say I'm taking Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels.
no, no, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just thinking right now when we talk about their offense, I don't think neither one of them offenses is just this super complicated offense that teams can't figure out.
Well, I mean,
No,
Bo has an
uh,
added benefit that, like the Broncos defense. I mean, Commanders
yes,
defense is good, but the Broncos
elite.
defense, yeah.
Elite, yeah, they're top five defense in the league.
Broncos
He can
defense
rest
is
on that too.
elite.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that, and they're definitely better than the Commanders' defense.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, so no, I agree with that. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, man. Well, shoot, that's all I got, man. I ain't got nothing else, man. Unless y'all want to talk about these pick'em records that pretty much.
Pick
Oh, I mean,
solid, bro.
Did
Pick 'em
anybody?
solid.
Hey, I know anybody watch the fight. I know nobody watch.
oh yeah, I guess.
I wanted
Which
to
I
ask.
want to talk to Justin. You watch the UFC this weekend?
I got to see a little bit of the John Jones. I was mad I actually missed the fight live. I was mad about that. But
Okay.
from everything
Yeah,
I
I did
seen,
watch
what a
it.
heck of a performance though by him, man. I don't care what nobody says, pound for pound in terms of the fight game, he's the best. He's the best to do it, man. That dude is so freaking smart as a fighter, man. He is so smart.
And it's just the like I was almost kind of like nervous because like how they were hyping up old boy, but I was like once they
Yeah,
started talking about him because I didn't know who he really was. But once they started talking about him, they like, man, he ain't fought in a few years, and
Yeah,
like just I'm like, what? Like
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, but it was like, okay, former two-time champ. I'm like, okay, he used to be that guy. I'm like, okay, let's see, man.
yeah,
This man was moving like this, like he had bricks in his pockets.
He was
John
moving
Jones
like
just picked that
Mike
man
Tyson.
apart.
John
You said
Jones, a
what?
bad boy.
He was moving like Mike Tyson.
Boy, don't even talk
Damn
about that
near,
that WWE event that took
man.
place.
I had to tell the kids at the YMCA it was fake. They was like, Mr. Jonathan, you don't know what you talking about. I was like, no, that's
No,
fake.
it's fake. It's
Yeah,
WWE. It was
There's no way.
WWE.
you would have
Thank
told
you.
them.
Thank you.
I
There's
should have.
no way. Like the way, like, cause they were showing replays. Like people, of course, the whole internet is gonna analyze the whole fight.
Yeah.
Man, they were showing stuff. I'm like, yeah, Tyson could have hit him in. Like it was like three, four, five. Like each round, he had knockout shots.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it going into like a barstool guy got on there talking about he had put $100,000 on Jake Paul. I'm like, are you? I'm like, are you for real? This
Yeah. Yeah.
then you come find out it was like the two like the gloves were smaller. You
Yeah,
know, the how many minutes? 2 minute rounds.
Yep.
I'm like,
2 minutes.
man, Don King rolling over his grave, man.
yeah.
And I'm saying he made $40 million. Jake Paul made $40 million. There's no history. He ain't no movie star. He ain't bite nobody. He didn't beat fight
Nope.
Evander Holyfield. He didn't fight Buster Douglas.
He ain't
He
fought nobody.
he ain't
But the
Like
fought.
person he fought who was his age, he lost it.
Yes,
that's what I was saying
and
too. I'm
the
like the
person
only
he lost
person.
to wasn't even a good fighter.
No,
That's the
that's what I was
kicker.
like. I'm like, you fought somebody who halfway knew what they were doing in the ring and you lost.
Yeah,
That's why I
So
laugh
imagine
at
if
the.
you goes up against one of these
He wouldn't.
guys that
He wouldn't.
really know what they doing, bro. You will get demolished.
I said this. I don't knock his hustle. He's smart
No,
about what he does. But
yeah.
like, why you think he
marketing
calls out a
genius.
yeah? Why you think he calls out a Conor McGregor after a fight like that? Like, really, dude? Like, at some point, people gonna stop tuning in because they're gonna realize you're just putting on a circus act, and that's only gonna be appealing for so long
And
to
people are
people
only
who want to
watching
see
because they
real
want
fight.
you to lose.
Yeah, that part. But as long as they watch,
Somebody
he don't
wants to
care
see you.
why. He don't
Exactly.
care the
Somebody
why.
wants to see you get knocked out.
Yeah,
But
but that won't
you're
happen
really
until
paying
he fights
people
a
to
real
not
fighter.
knock you out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that won't happen until he actually fights in a real fight, which he would never do.
Right.
Um,
Until somebody else team is promoting, until it's on the even playing field, bro.
I don't care what
Keep
promotion it
stealing.
is, but there was a rumor that he said eventually he wanted to fight Canelo. I said Canelo will kill that young man in the ring, and I mean that. And I'm not like I ain't even trying to be funny,
Because
but
he
he
want to fight
Canelo
Canelo.
would hurt Canelo would hurt that boy bad.
No,
Yeah,
man,
that was a rumor that I was hearing
okay, he better
that I
stop.
saw. Yeah,
He need
I'm
to
like.
stay right in the promotional lane he in.
Yeah, he better stick to these exhibitions because you start messing with real fighters, it's crazy. Because they even, I think I saw something where they said Javante Davis said, "Look, I'll
I,
fight you."
I seen that one, man. He not
Yeah,
gonna. Yeah,
Jake Paul ain't doing that.
nah, he not doing that.
He ain't. He
Jake Paul
ain't.
ain't gonna do that. And
Bro, he's not
Tank
gonna.
is half his size and will get in there and hurt him because he's not ready for people who can actually box. Like I actually saw Devin Haney do an interview with a guy who was a bodybuilder. Y'all know Devin Haney had a big dude. His bodybuilder had to be 100 pounds heavier than Devin Haney, and he was so convinced he would beat Devin Haney in a boxing match, fighting. And Devin
Mhm.
Haney could do nothing but laugh. He said, "Man, you know I do this for a living. I know how to punch." Like it's like I
Right,
don't care how big you are, guys don't understand. These guys, they do this for a living. I don't care. Like your average Joe on the street, you're not getting in with the smallest boxer that you can think of and beating them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're gonna tear your tail up.
right.
Period. That's just, I mean, that's just the reality of it. So
And
it's a circus.
know where to hit you, know how to hit you.
Yep.
Practice, practice hitting. I
Yep.
mean,
Practice setting up hits.
Practicing. Yeah.
Like, dude, like from footwork to setting up hits to they vision, like timing. Like it's so much to go into it, bro. That I don't think Jake Paul is nowhere near
I will give
any
Jake
of
Paul.
these guys.
He's a workout warrior. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yep.
He knows how to, you know what I'm saying, look good, say all the right things or whatever, or say all the controversial things to get people to watch or whatever.
Hmm.
Hell,
Marketing genius.
he was in WWE about a year ago, you know what I'm saying, doing all kind of promotional things with them. That's the kind of like how I see this, man. So fighting a 60-year-old Mike Tyson where Mike Tyson literally pulled back the punch when dudes
Mhm.
fold. Like, nah, man, that's faker than, a $3 bill. So, you
Yeah.
know.
And one of my guys tried to tell me, he goes, "Man, Mike Tyson, he don't need this for the money." I said, why else would Mike Tyson be doing this, brother?
No, Mike Tyson is unfortunately, man. It do kind of not to go political, man. Kind of just feel like, man, Mike Tyson, are you broke? You that broke?
Yep.
Because
That's
And I don't think he that broke because he owned one of the biggest weed farms in the country.
that on
listen,
me.
man, but you talking
He
about
been doing this way. He been doing it way. He's one of the first people that got into it.
this dude's get $40 million to fight real fighters.
Man,
Yeah.
that don't mean he kept that money.
I'm just
Thank you,
saying. I'm
Ike.
just saying. I'm.
And here's the
That's
thing: people forget it don't matter how much he make, how much is he spending? What is
yeah,
his lifestyle?
yeah, he
Mhm.
sniffing giraffe,
It's different.
tigers.
He said,
Yeah, like
Booger Sugar.
so. I don't know the man's pocketbook, but I'm just saying. To me, you don't
I'm just.
fight.
I'm actually
You
trying to
don't
see if
go
I can
into that
find
fight.
something.
You don't go into that fight if it ain't anything else other than for the money because it doesn't help your legacy if you're Mike
Nah,
Tyson.
nah,
And honestly, it didn't help boxing at all that night.
nah.
That did nothing for
Nah,
boxing.
heavyweight boxing at all.
No.
Didn't. Mm.
So again, it makes you say, well,
ESPN
because
didn't want to on it. They all bashed it.
yep, it was terrible. The most entertaining fight on there was probably I like the
Yeah,
Mario
The
Barrios fight. The
yeah.
Barrios fight was a real good fight.
yeah.
It was a real good fight. So
Yeah. They. Yeah, they not showing nothing. I mean, he done made a lot of money in his life though.
He has, but he went bankrupt already once
Blew it.
before,
Yeah,
man.
blew
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. No,
So
2003 he filed for it.
yeah, so I
Yeah, they
mean,
not.
you can't count
They
none of
not
that
showing
bread he
that money.
made before that.
No, yeah, before that, right, right.
Hey, yeah, he's made a lot, but he's lost a whole lot too.
yeah, Ralph.
Yeah, yeah. They nobody's showing exactly.
Yeah, that, don't get me wrong. I'm sure his dispensary probably
Oh,
has
okay,
done
yeah,
well. I
nah,
don't know,
yeah,
but he
they
ain't
saying
worth
his,
that.
yeah, he's saying his net worth is like right around prior to that fight, 11 million. Yeah,
Don't do
Exactly,
that.
brother.
Don't
Exactly,
do
brother.
that. $11
yeah.
million dollars.
Yeah. So
Man,
so
Nintendo owed Mike Tyson $11 million.
The Nintendo.
Mike Tyson's punch out was a great game.
$11
Hey, he
dollars.
wouldn't do bad if he re-release it.
hey, they need to remaster that boy and put it out again.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, hey,
That's terrible.
he can
But
get back off of
that's
that.
The
that's my like
Hangover 3
guilt
should
in life.
have dollars appearing in Hangover 3 or 2, which one he
Yep.
was in.
Two, two. I
Two.
So
think it
Yeah,
was.
he was
Yep.
in two.
Man, horrible. $11 million.
Yep.
Yep.
Damn, Mike.
So
I know.
again,
I know. So,
don't tell me he couldn't use the bread.
hey,
Don't.
sound like he could, man.
So
But
I ain't knocking him. Shoot,
no,
I get in the ring
hey,
for 20
hey.
mils. You,
Now you
you
got 30. You're right. You're right.
Especially
30
if
more.
you paying me to lose, I could do
yeah.
that.
You give me 20 M's, I'm in there. What's up?
Yeah.
That
Yeah, we
time.
gonna make it look good.
Yeah.
I give you everything I got.
That's it. Especially if somebody gonna be pulling back their punches.
Right,
Yeah, we
right.
good. We
Yeah.
good.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, nah, man. Talking about these pick'em rec, I don't know what we doing. Ike said it's over, man.
It's
Justin,
over.
It's not
I mean,
over.
you're the only person
Hey,
that's close.
y'all remember the dunk contest that Vince was in?
Oh yeah, that's what you saying? That's it?
It's over, bro.
All
It's
right.
this is done.
I'll lock in for these last what we got? 7 games left?
It's 7 weeks.
Six,
Yeah.
7 weeks? I'll lock in for these last seven. And we'll be talking about the miracle on ice. The
Because
miracle on the grass,
was
baby.
Jared was close too, but then he didn't pick none of the games this week,
Yeah,
which
he said
kind
he
of
was,
fumble it
and
for him.
yeah, he said he was, and then he never did.
Yeah,
So
he
I
never
meant to
did.
send a reminder Sunday morning, but I got busy. So
So
yeah.
yeah, man. Like I said, outside of Ike just falling flat on his face.
I'm no man. It don't
it
even
ain't
take
gonna
that.
happen.
I'll continue to beat Ike like I did this week, each week. That's what I'm gonna
You
do.
beat me by a game, bro.
Ike,
Even if you
Ike,
beat me by a
Ike.
game every week, the math don't math, fam.
I'll start beating you by 2 games.
You know what's crazy? You know why y'all ain't gonna win? Because both of y'all pick with y'all hearts and not your heads.
N-
Verdi picks against an entire conference
He
every
does.
week,
Yes, he does.
and you just pick against people you hate. That's why you ain't pick the Bills this week. Because you're a hater. You pick against people you hate. You
I
pick
don't.
against the Niners almost every week. You don't think I don't see this stuff. I
No, no,
pay
no. I don't.
attention.
I pick the Niners most of the time, but I told you they. I told you. I'll be transparent. I picked them just because of our back and forth with the
Oh yes,
Seahawks.
I
So
know
just
that.
being
I
petty.
absolutely know that you. And that's what you pick with your heart. You pick with Josh Allen almost every week too, just because you don't like Josh Allen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not sold on Buffalo, man. It's just hard to pick them
Hey,
some weeks.
it's the
That's
same
it.
way I feel about the Chargers, bro. It's hard for me to be sold on Chargers anymore. They're playing really good this season, but again,
And
Playing
again,
better than
I'm sold on
exactly,
Jim Harbaugh, so I can pick the Chargers.
exactly why you're not gonna catch me.
Yeah, I'll no, I that's why I said I'll just start picking the right way moving forward. And then I'll be honest for about 2 weeks, Ike, because
because
I think you had a little bit bigger lead. I was like, I'm gonna just try to go opposite of you on a few games, like
That's
games that
fair.
I know
to
you would pick,
try to sneak a
just
one or
to
two
try to
in.
try to sneak and
Yeah,
close
that's
that
fair.
gap a little bit too. So I went a little bit more aggressive for like probably the last 2 or 3 weeks just to try to see.
Hey,
So
it's been paying off, man. I mean,
No, no, it
a little
hasn't.
bit. You know,
No,
I
you went
kind of dug
11-3
myself.
this past week, so
Yeah. But the week before that, I dug myself a hole because I went too crazy aggressive that week. So yeah, I'll just be smart about it going forward. But we'll see. We'll see.
shoot, hey man, we can pick right now, man. Y'all want to go ahead and get it out the way?
That's fine. I can do that real quick.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and get it out
We,
the
we
way
did
then.
have a comment from Ryu something about the Boston game against Darius Garland was big trash. It was 3-21. Uh, However, I took the under on Darius Garland on 19 points, hit my parlay. So thank you.
Comes back to money.
Hey, getting paid, getting paid.
Getting paid. All right, so Thursday, man, we got Pittsburgh and Cleveland, man.
Yeah, I
Yikes.
took the Steelers.
Yeah.
Just like I took them last week against the Raiders.
And they should have lost.
Should have, could have,
Dang.
would have. Did
That
not.
part, that part right there. That was such a messy game. But yeah.
I mean, hell, the 49ers should have won too. They didn't.
No, they lost to Gino. Keep that in
Mm.
mind.
They lost
Gino,
to
baby.
Zeno for the first time in 5 games.
No matter. Y'all, what are y'all? Third or fourth in the division? Win a
They are
game.
last.
You
They are
bums.
last in the division. Tied. Everybody still has the same record. It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Minnesota and Chicago.
Vikings.
Ugh.
I know.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Minnesota has the line at
It's gonna be
negative
Minnesota.
3.5.
That's that close.
Yes.
Mm.
Indy and Detroit.
Detroit.
Detroit. Go ahead and pick Andy,
I
Bernie.
am.
Yep,
I
I
am.
know he is.
I am.
Now, hey, to your point, that's why he loses.
You're
That's
never gonna
fine.
catch
I take
me.
mine.
You're a greased up deaf guy. You're never gonna catch me.
New England, Miami.
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 New England.
Really?
Patriots.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't pick the
Okay.
Patriots. Tampa Bay and the Giants.
Oh god.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito back there, quarterback,
Oh no,
baby.
yeah, hey.
Yep.
Danny
Soon as
DeVito
you
had a
said
couple
that,
games, man.
Bucks. Soon
He
as you
might
said
pop
that,
off. Tampa Bay
Mm.
line is negative 5.5.
that better defense.
Has Tampa got Mike Evans back this week? Do we
Oh,
know?
that's a good
That
question.
is a great question. I think he was so
I'll check right
questionable
now.
last I saw, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't care. Hell, we barely beat him. He wasn't there.
Yeah, true.
They not saying nothing.
Okay. Just curious.
Injuries. Let's see. Questionable. Everybody's questionable. Mike Evans questionable. Jamel Dean. He's on IR still. Uh, Tyke Smith. My bad. Questionable. So everybody's questionable right now. So and that's as of yesterday. Mike
I'll still
Evans
go with the
questionable.
Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks too. Next game, Dallas and Washington.
I ain't
Washington,
picking Dallas for nothing.
man.
Dallas and the
You
Jets are
shut
two
up,
teams
Bernie. You
I'm
picked
not
Dallas last
picking.
week.
I did because
Yes, he did.
I was just trying to go against the grain on that. So that's the reason why I picked that. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go against the grain on this.
However,
Kansas City and Carolina.
that Cooper Rush pickup really worked out for you.
You said it did.
It did.
Good.
Hey, the 1 week he checked his roster, I
No.
looked. I said
Hey,
he
I'll be
changed.
honest
I
with
said
you.
he
Hey,
changed his
no, no,
roster.
no, time out. Wait,
He didn't check
Justin.
his roster.
Wait,
I checked
Justin.
his roster. I hated on you so hard.
He
Ah,
hated on you
that
so
guy.
bad. He hit me up. He's like,
I
"Hey,
sent him
bro,
a text
are
like,
you
hey.
just throwing games in the fantasy?" I'm like, "Man, I be forgetting. I be trying to get my bets in on Sunday. I be forgetting to do my fantasy lineup." He was like, "Hey, man, you need to go pick up Cooper Rush this week because Justin needs to lose." I was like, "All right." So I
Ah,
jumped in. I'm like, "Cooper Rush, boop 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 boop."
Hey, that's my payback for Seattle.
wow, wow.
Childish.
Okay, okay.
All right, next game, Tennessee and Houston.
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 Pick Tennessee.
That's because it's the Texans.
I know. Denver and Las Vegas.
Denver.
Yep.
Yeah, gotta go with them. Jeez. San Fran and Green Bay.
Green Bay.
I'm still taking the 49ers. I don't care. I also think the Green Bay has not been that great the last couple
They
years.
haven't been playing good lately either.
Like you lose to the Bears if that field goal. If they
Yeah,
don't
Just,
score.
right.
just so you know, I said Green Bay and I typed the Niners because
No,
I'm
Green
not
Bay
going
beat
with
they
Green
beat
Bay.
the Bears.
Barely on a
Right,
field
right,
goal,
right, right.
Yeah.
No, I
a
said
blocked
yeah.
Oh, I
field
thought you
goal.
said they lost to the Bears.
No, on a
I
blocked
said the
field goal.
Bears would have won if
Oh
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
No, you're 100% right. They ain't look good in a couple weeks now, so nah, I can't go with that. Mm-mm.
Arizona
But
and Seattle.
Cardinals.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
go
I gotta take
Cardinals
the
too.
Cardinals. As much as I want both of them, I would love for that getting into the tie.
That would be the perfect scenario for y'all.
They play each other twice in the next 3 weeks too.
Mm.
So maybe one win one and other one win one.
2 ties. I need 2 ties.
Two times.
Both of those
Philly,
games.
Philly, and the Rams.
I got the
Ugh.
Rams.
I know.
Ugh.
And the Rams, they just so up and down. Like this would be one of the games they win Sunday night. Like,
That's what I was going to Ugh.
gosh, I'm gonna pick the Rams, but oh
I
yeah,
don't know if they stop Saquon.
That's why I have to
that
go with
part.
the.
Yeah, but then does Philly stop? You see
Yes,
what
they do.
Puka Nakua and Cup just did last week. Like, do they
You've
stop
been
that?
paying attention to Philly's defense.
Yeah, man, that
The
secondary is
secondary is
actually
looking,
it's been legit.
yeah, like legit.
Awful. Baltimore and Chargers.
Chargers.
Um,
Mm.
I'm gonna go Baltimore on that. I
Hey,
need Chargers to
hey,
lose.
y'all gonna get about it there, Henry?
Yeah,
What'd you say?
he said y'all gonna get the ball to Derrick Henry.
That's the thing though. I told you I don't trust that they're gonna tie a
But you
monkey, and
know
I
what?
keep
After
telling
they
y'all.
do, like after they have a game where they give him low carries, usually the next game they end up giving him fucking 30 carries.
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
I'm gonna
Although
take the Ravens
I
too,
don't
because
trust their defense. I just want Derrick Henry to go crazy.
yeah.
He
So I'm gonna
deserves
take
it.
the Ravens too. So we got Atlanta on the bye, Buffalo on the bye, Cincinnati on the bye, New Orleans on the bye, the Jets on the bye, and Jacksonville all on the bye this week. So
Dang.
Oh, is
But I
that the whole thing? Sheesh.
yeah, that's it. That's it. We got 6 teams on the bye this week. So
you know what though? I wonder if Khalil Mack is still gonna be out for the Chargers.
let me check. Injuries.
I wonder
He's
if he's
questionable as of today.
I'm submitting anyway.
all right. If
Yeah,
because
have
if
confidence,
he
man.
doesn't play, that's actually going to change some things.
Yeah,
Mm.
like I said, I'm gonna take the Ravens. Just record wise, and
You know what? I'm gonna switch one
Chargers.
of my games real quick, just because I can't have me and Ike can't have as many similar games.
Oh, look at
So let me change.
Uh,
Let me change that one.
that. Oh, you ain't gonna tell.
And
Oh,
you gotta post it because I'm the one
yeah, I
who
was about to
scored.
say you gotta post it. I was about to say like,
no,
let
no,
me
no.
see.
I'm just going through it in my head. So I changed. So I'm gonna pick Cleveland against the Steelers, and then
That's an interesting pick.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm going with my man Jameis. Um,
Oh,
Three
against
interceptions.
Pitt.
against Pittsburgh. Yep. And then
Hmm.
who did we say? Who's the Vikings playing? The Bears.
Yeah, you
Nah, I
gonna
can't
flip that
change
too?
that. Nah, I can't change that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's too
Uh,
close. Who did you pick? Miami and New England. Oh, you
I
picked.
did
That may
Miami.
be a flipper.
No, it's not.
You don't
No,
think so?
no,
You
no.
don't think
There's
so?
too many games that I can't really.
Yeah, don't you let
No,
Jonathan change
Out
it.
of
no.
all the games, if you're gonna do another, that's probably the only other one to do. I don't see none or the Seattle
No, the
Arizona.
Seattle and the Arizona game is the other one that I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I say. I say, yeah, yeah,
uh,
Honestly, that one could be a toss.
yeah. I'm about to say that's probably the
Ike,
next
who'd you
closest
pick? You
game.
went with the Cardinals.
I took the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. All right, so that gives
Seahawks
me
winning would be better for me, but
yeah, yes,
I don't
because
trust
the
them.
Cardinals are number one
They're
with
leading
what
the division.
6-4 I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
then everybody else is 5-5.
I hate it because me and you were on the same page on all these games. So I just had to do something different though. Otherwise, I can't gain no traction. So we'll go Browns and we'll go
Seahawks.
Seahawks. There we go. All right,
All
That's
right,
I
fair.
man.
got it in. Got it in. All right, cool.
All right, man. Well, that's it, man. We appreciate Jonathan joining us. Crossroads Sports. Make sure we tag y'all. Make sure y'all check them out on Wednesday nights at 8. Um, we defund anything? Any closing arguments? We got any good fights coming up, Justin?
I don't think you got nothing really coming up fight wise that I can think of. Let me see.
Yeah. Let's see,
Yeah,
boxing.
Yeah, because
I'm
I don't
good.
even know if the tank fight is still taking place. That was supposed to take place on December 14th,
Uh huh.
but I don't know that that's still taking place or not. There's been some talks about that might not be going through anymore. So I don't, with boxing, unfortunately, you never know. how that's gonna play out. But if so, I think the next big fight is December 14th. Tank will be back in the ring supposedly.
December
Um,
7th, Emmanuel. I don't even want to mess up his last name. Oscar Valdez.
and Valdez, that might be all
Junior
right.
white, junior lightweight title. Saudi Arabia. You got Tyson Fury supposed to be fighting. That's December 21st.
Yeah,
They
no,
don't
he
have
can't.
nothing about December 14th on here.
Yeah,
Let me see.
they may have removed that one. He was supposed to be fighting though.
Oh yeah, in England, Liverpool. Yeah, no, they don't have it on there no more.
Yeah, he was supposed to be fighting.
Yeah,
I think if I am mistaken, the Tyson Fury is a rematch against Usyk.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
And that's
guess,
on the
but
21st.
but I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
will say this: I'm defunding a lot of NFL kickers this week. So Justin Tucker's at the top of that list.
man.
Um,
I ain't gonna lie
uh,
to you. Jake Moody ain't been my favorite guy, so I get it.
shoot, what's his name? Cool from the Falcons. He needs
Hey,
to be defunded.
he's another one that's been super consistent that
Shoot,
just fell
yeah,
off.
just fell off. So there's a lot of kickers right now that I'm gonna have to defund this week. I'm sorry. So
All right. All right, I'm with that, man. So with that saying said, man, this has been the Epic Podcast. We see y'all next week, man.
all
Peace.
right, peace out.
Yep.